welcome back to my channel. My name is Chloe Edith, and today I'm going to do 4 different easy bun tutorials for extra long hair. So you can see this is kind of the length of my hair. It's about waist length, and it's really thick also. So I want to show 4 different ways that I put my hair up into easy, messy buns. One thing to know about me is that when it comes to hair, I really only like to do things that are easy. I'm not really a talented hairstylist as far as intricate designs and patterns. So everything that you're gonna see is gonna be pretty simple. But part of it is that if you have hair like this much hair, you know, it's really hard to even get something that works just to put it up and out of your face. So that's part of my point of this video. It's less about doing beautiful fancy updos and more about like ways that will keep your hair up, but could be styled into a way that's cute and fancy also if you want it. Let's get started. Okay, so to preview the 4 different ways that we're gonna do messy buns today, first is just your average claw clip, but a pretty big and serious one. The next way will be hair ties, which include my favorite big, extra thick hair ties, and then also kind of your run-of-the-mill. I like to combine them. These mini French hairpins, so they kind of look like little alien men to me, but I have about 8 of these that I use in conjunction, and they're kind of mini French pins. And then I have my Kristen S bigger French pin. So all of my styles pretty much start the same, which is brushing all my hair back and up with my fingers, starting low so that way I keep my part as much as I can, because I think that's really cute. And I don't mind a little bit of bumps up here. You do have some control, but not a ton. And all of these looks from this point are gonna do something pretty similar for the most part. So let me show you from the back what I'm talking about. I've got this kind of high pony that I'm holding in place that I brushed sideways and up. I'm going to pull it up and away from my head and then start twisting it. Can you see that? And the tighter you twist it, obviously, the tighter your hair will be. And once I get to this point where I have enough to kind of create a little round shape, and then I have kind of this tail end, I will typically take the tail end and fold it between my head and the bun. So right there. Now I have this pretty tight bun up here and kind of this messy tail that's sticking out. And now I'm gonna grab my claw clip and hook this halfway through the middle of the little donut. Oh boy, and through the side of my hair. I might have just broken my claw clip. Oh my gosh. I am pushing this into my hair, but I want to make sure that it is loose enough to actually allow that to happen. So I'm going to loosen up this hair and try this again. And carefully kind of lock that in there. This one I really like for just going around the house, if I need to get my hair up out of my face quickly. Sometimes I will wear this while working out, if I just need to briefly get my hair up. I will also be totally honest, my hair is very long right now. It's about at my waist. I'm gesturing and you can't see. It's about right at my waist, and I'm due now for a haircut in a couple days. So I'm kind of showing this when my hair is at about its longest. I have had it a little bit longer, but I'm trying to keep it a little bit shorter so that it is more manageable. And right now you're seeing the sort of unmanageable side of having hair this long. No, wait.
What's
Oh my God. I was interrupted. The second way I like to do my hair up is starting with a ponytail. So I'm going to pull it up the same way I just did. Here I have a little bit more control because I'm actually going to put it into a ponytail. So you can see I'm kind of trying to control the bumps, keep my part as much as I can. And then once I get to this part, I'm gonna make sure that I'm pulling this straight up to try to keep the height of my ponytail while I'm putting it up. Focusing on keeping all this hair where it is while I'm wrapping the ponytail holder around it, if that makes sense. Then I pull it pretty tight. The same idea, a twist and, I don't know, twist and plop, something like that. And then I follow that same pattern. I've got the kind of donut and I wrap the tail between the donut and my head. And this one, I can actually bring the tail around. It wraps all the way to the front again. And then I'm going to take my smaller ponytail, the kind of normal one, and wrap this around my hair. So I'm trying to get one wrap around the actual ponytail holder where the tail is that I was just showing you, and one kind of higher up so that it wraps around this actual donut. And it can look a little bit like bumpy and messy, but I don't mind that. But it is something to note. And this is pretty secure, like as long as your ponytail doesn't break, in which case you could try using a second one of these. Both are good. I like this one because it feels a little bit tighter. This is another one that's nice to do casually, but this one definitely pulls on my hair the most. So I probably actually use this style the least, and it's going to be the hardest on your hair because it's kind of pulling it really tight and then wrapping around it in another place, and it can kind of cause some breakage. So this is definitely my least used of these four methods. Okay, this next method is probably the fanciest and the prettiest, but also the least secure of all of these. So this one also starts with a slight variation. I'm basically going to create the bun much lower. So we're going to start with a founding father's pony shape, and then I'm going to start my twist here, and we're going to go for more of a chignon shape, if you're familiar with that. So I'm really focusing on wrapping this way straight up and pretty tight, and then pulling it straight down so that it's a little bit of this kind of U shape, and then doing the same little tuck. And so you can see why I say that this is maybe a little bit fancier, because it has that sort of French bun look to it. And then we're going to take our little alien men and pin them between the side of my head and the bun. So basically what I want is for one leg of these to be grabbing hair that's against my head, and the other one to be kind of going through the bun itself, like the twisted hair, so that way it's pinning them together and kind of holding everything in place, almost like, I don't know, a paper clip or something. I bought these on a whim, and I actually ended up really loving them. I didn't think they would work for my hair, but they do, so long as I use enough of them. And I have broken these by pushing too hard, so be careful that you're not pulling the legs apart too much. You're kind of appropriately placing them. I'm going to use 7 of these here today. So right now I have one here, 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 and up top. Where's the up top one? Yeah, here. And I'm going to add 2 more towards the bottom. And then they're sort of hidden. So I definitely think this is the prettiest out of them. And I would probably wear this to a fancy event. But again, maybe with a lot of hairspray, I don't know. I don't really use hairspray, but that's just me. I'm just kind of weird about my hair texture. So with the bangs, I would probably curl them a little bit more, and then maybe pull out some of these little wispies and curl these. Maybe a little bit, something like this. You know, you could pin up one side of it, and that would be really pretty. If you had bangs like I do. Even if you had longer layers, just pulling out some hair here and curling it, I think would be really pretty with the silk. And I know I said this is the least secure, but honestly, if you have, you know, 7 or 8 pins in your hair, it's gonna hold as long as you're not doing anything too crazy. I don't wanna take it out. Now, I bet you can guess how we're going to start our last tool. We're going to brush everything up and then twist. I've created a huge bump here. Okay, there. Awesome. And the bigger and wider you make this donut shape, the less of a tail you'll have. If you have really long hair, it's probably going to be kind of hard to avoid the tail, but unless you could do a double wrap, I don't know, I've never had hair that long. Please try it and report back. Okay, so I did it and I didn't talk about it. I'll talk about it. So, we've got a super messy bun here, but honestly, I love styles like this. I mean, this is like really my bread and butter. So we did the same exact thing as before, twist, wrap, pull the tail over, pull some of it out with your fingernail. Just kidding, it's not part of it. And then we put the pin in place. And this is the most secure out of all of these, literally is, like literally, it's not going anywhere. I do dance in this often, and it stays in place unless I'm doing shinny turns, in which case it shoots out like a weapon. Don't do that. So let's go over that again. Let's watch the replay. I bring it up here. I'm doing the twist. To about here where my layers start. I didn't really mention that part, but that's kind of where I stopped twisting. Doing a big wrap shape. Bigger is better for this one because the pin can handle it. And now I'm going to take the pin. It's kind of rounded, so I'm going to take it in this direction. So the holes are on this side, rounded edges on this side. Place this into the middle of this side of the donut. And then almost immediately start angling it this direction, like this way. Push it through. Take it so that the 2 dots touch the top of your head. Now I'm changing the direction while keeping those 2 dots against your head. Pushing so that it's going across the top of your head without scraping yourself. Be careful. Get it to where the ends of the pin are right underneath where my fingers are on the other side of the middle of the donut. So right, I went in this way, we're gonna come out this way. But while we were doing that, we scooped the hair that is along the bottom of your head. Now, I'm angling it again, using this end, pushing it up. You can see it came out, that's the ends of it right there, it came out right there. And then I'm pushing it all the way in over here. And my pin is in place. So the mechanics of it are, we have a round shape. We're going in through the middle of one side, angling, scooping the hair that's against the side of your head, gently pushing it this way. Once we get to about here, we're going to angle it again this direction, push up through the middle of this donut so that you went through the 2 thickest parts of your hair donut here, so that way when you come out on this side, you are now in a secure place. And it will take some practice to figure out like what is the most secure places in order to do this and how you actually, want to get your hair into this shape, that sort of thing. But once you're there, you should have like a pretty clear little round shape. I mean, it took me 30 seconds, like less than 30 seconds. and I do it all the time. So really practice makes perfect with this one, but hopefully explaining some of the mechanics of like what's actually happening in order to make this work is helpful. It definitely took me some trial and error. I also really love doing this look as a half up, half down look. And that can be on my layers, it can be like a little pokey and funny, but I think that's kind of cute. So let's try one more and see, so you can watch from the back. Yeah, this was like a really good one. And cute too. Let's look. You know, it's obviously on the side of my head. I kind of like that because I've got these little tail dudes and I can kind of continue to twist it a little bit. If you have any hair that's kind of, you feel like is making you look like a bald spot, like what I have right here, you can kind of continue to pull out some hairs and kind of push them down so that they sweep over those little spots. Everybody has those. It doesn't matter how thick your hair is. Everybody has them. And they make me totally self-conscious, but that's kind of why I like to have my bangs here. And then I also like to kind of pull out some of these. You can also pull some out just for a little bit of a more relaxed look. It's not really compromising the stability of my bun. That's my video for today. Hopefully this was helpful for you. Like I said, cutting my hair a little bit shorter is gonna help out with some of the tail, some of the craziness, making my hair look a little bit more polished when I'm putting my hair up like this, as opposed to like, I got it up, thank goodness. So that's also something to consider. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate all the love I've been getting on my videos. It's been really amazing. And it's really motivating me to continue to do more. So hopefully you'll be seeing more from me soon. Thank you again, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.